Hello students, on the behalf of Sharad Institute of Technology, Polytechnic Yadrav Ichalkaranji, I welcome all SY civil students in the first lecture of subject Highway Engineering. The subject Highway Engineering comes with the subject code 22302. What is a highway engineering? Highway engineering is branch of civil engineering which can be deals with the design of roads, construction of roads and maintenance of the roads. Now we first see the syllabus of highway engineering. The subject highway engineering is comes for total 150 marks. Out of this 70 marks is for end semester examination, that is your theory paper. Then 30 marks is for the PA under theory. In that 10 marks is for your micro project and 20 marks is the average of class test 1 and class test 2. Then 50 marks is for practical, that is the internal examination. In that 25 marks is for end semester examination and 25 marks is for practical. Then now see the syllabus of highway engineering. There is total 6 chapter in this subject. In that first unit is overview to highway engineering. This unit is for 4 marks and contain the subtopics scope and importance of roads in India and its characteristics, then different mode of transportation, then general classification of roads, then road classifications in India, Nagpur and Lucknow plan, then development of urban roads, then requirements of an ideal road alignment and the factor affecting road alignment. Basically, this chapter is deals with the construction or the basic design of roads. Then second unit is geometric design of highways. This unit is for 16 marks and contain the syllabus various terms used in highways, then design speed and various factors affecting design speed, then gradients, then side distance, then curves, then winding of roads, super elevation, standard cross section of national highways in embankment and cutting. Basically, unit number 2 is deals with the all geometric design parameters of highway. Then unit number 3 is construction of road pavements. This unit is also for 16 marks and include the syllabus types of road materials, then pavements, definition, types and structural component of pavement and their functions, then construction of WBM roads, then construction of flexible pavements, then construction of cement concrete roads. Basically, unit number 3 is deals with the design of or construction of pavements and roads. Then unit number 4 is traffic engineering. This unit is for 14 marks and include the syllabus traffic volume study, definition of traffic volume and traffic density, objective of traffic volume study, then passenger car unit, then traffic control device, signals, types, road signs, traffic islands, road intersections, accident studies with causes. Basically, unit number 4 is deals with the traffic controlling on the road or traffic engineering. Then unit number 4 is hill roads. This unit is also for 10 marks and include the syllabus hill roads, its components, functions, types of hill road curves, drainage of hill roads, then construction procedure of hill roads, landslide, type and causes, prevention of landslide. Basically, unit number 5 is deals with the hill roads and its construction and landslides. Then unit number 6. Unit number 6 comes with the title Drainage, Maintenance and Road Repair and include the points drainage, definition, necessity and methods of drainage. Then surface drainage, classification and necessity of highway maintenance. Then causes of failure of rigid pavement, cement concrete road, need for highway maintenance, classification of maintenance, special repair of flexible and rigid pavements. Basically, unit number 6 is deals with the maintenance and repairs of roads. This is the overview of all syllabus of highway engineering. Hope you all get the idea about the syllabus of highway engineering. Now, without wasting time, we can start the syllabus of highway engineering. First is unit number 1, that is the overview to highway engineering. Before start the lecture, I will request all students, please keep your notebooks and pens with you and write down the important points or notes which can be helps you during the preparation or during studies. Then what is a highway engineering? Let's start. The definition of highway engineering is highway engineering is one of the branch of civil engineering which can be deals with the process of design, construction and maintenance of different types of roads in India. What is the definition of highway engineering? It is the process in which the design of roads, then construction and maintenance of roads is under the highway engineering. Now, first point is scope and importance of roads in India and its characteristic. This is the first point of unit number 1, that is scope and importance of roads in India and its characteristics. Now, we can first see the scope of highway engineering. Roads are generally constructed on small embankment slightly above the general ground level in order to avoid the difficult drainage and maintenance problems. This is the first scope of highway engineering. In this scope, the roads are generally constructed on small embankments or above the ground level to avoid the problem of drainage and maintenance. Such roads are called as highways. The roads which can be constructed on small embankments or above the ground level is called as highways, and the science and technology dealing with roads are generally called as highway engineering. The science and technology which can be deals with the this type of roads is called highway engineering. Then next point is phases in highway engineering or highway engineering deals with the various phases like first is development of roads, then planning of road project, then third phase is alignment of roads, then highway materials, then traffic control, then pavement design, and last phase of highway engineering is highway geometric design and location. Now the next point is importance of roads in India. Roads have many importance in India or all over the world. Now we can see one by one all importance. First important is roads play a very important role in the transportation of goods, passengers in for short and medium distances. That is a for transportation of goods and passenger for short or medium distance roads are important. Then second importance is it is a comparatively easy and cheap to construct and maintain roads. Then third importance is road transport system establishes easy contact between farms, fields, factories and market and provide door to door service. That is a connection between farms and factories or communication between two factories or farms is possible by the road transport, and also road transport provide door-to-door service. Then next importance is the roads can negotiate high gradients and sharp turns which railway cannot do. As such, roads can be constructed in hilly areas also. In this importance, the roads is negotiated high gradient or sharp turns or slopes which railway do not negotiate. This is a for the construction. It is a very important to negotiate the gradients or turns. Then fifth importance is road transport is more flexible than the railway transport. Bus and trucks may be stopped anywhere and at any time on the road for loading and unloading the passenger and goods, where trains stop only at particular station. That is, the road transport gives more flexibility than the railway transport. Then sixth importance is perishable commodities like vegetables, fruits and milk are transported more easily and quickly by roads than the railways. That is, perishable means the vegetables, fruits or things which can be damaged easily is transported more quickly or faster by the roads than railways. Now, the next point is characteristics of roads. Following are the characteristics of roads. In that, first characteristic is roads are used of various type of road vehicles like passenger cars, buses, trucks, two and three wheeled automobiles, pedal cycles and animal drawn vehicles, but railway track are used only by rail locomotives and wagons. Waterway are used only ship and boats. That is a first characteristics of road transport, which says that the roads give the permission for all type of vehicles to travel through the roads. Then second characteristic is road transport require a relatively small investment for the government. Motor vehicles are much cheaper than carriers like rail locomotive and wagons, water and air carriers. Construction and maintenance of road is also cheaper than that of railway track, docks, harbors and airports. This characteristic is says that the road required very small investment in compared to air transport or railway transport. Then next characteristics is in particular for short distance travel, road transport saves time. Train stop at junctions and main stations for comparatively longer time. That is, road transport required relatively less time for travel than the train. Then next importance is road transport is the only means of transport offer itself to the whole community. That is, road transport offer whole community to travel on the road. Then fifth characteristic is road transport completely offer an freedom to and road users to transfer the vehicles from one lane to another and to from one road to another according to the need and convenience. Then sixth characteristic is this flexibility of changes in location, direction, speed and timing of travel is not available in other modes of transport. Then next point is different modes of transportation. The most dominant modes of urban transport are land transport, including road, rail, water, and air transport. This is the modes of transportation which can be used for transport. That is a land transport, road transport, rail transport, water transport, and air transport. Now we can see one by one all modes of transportation. First mode of transportation is road transport. Now see what is a road transport. People traveling on the road are either pedestrians, cyclists, or they are using a certain type of vehicles such as automobiles, bicycles, buses, vans, or trucks. Passenger transport may furthermore be public, where operators provide scheduled service, or private. Now, next point is potential risk for road transfer are blocked road and traffic accident. This is a risk in road transport in which roads can be blocked or traffic accidents may be occur on the roads. Next point is blocked roads can be prevented or the consequence can be minimized by using the traffic management such as the incident management and designing a robust road network. Traffic accident can also be minimized by these measures or by road safety. That is, the blocking of roads or road accidents can be minimized by using traffic management or designing a robust road network. Now, the next point is next mode of transportation is rail transport. Rail transport includes all transport over rails. This can be either for passengers or goods transport and with the different modes of transport such as the trains, metro and trams. In the rail transport, trains, metros or trams is used for transportation. Then next point is with rail transport, more people or goods can be transported within the same transport vehicle that is than with road transport. However, there is a less flexibility for choosing a different route or time. A schedule is needed to manage all vehicles trains on the railroad network. That is in rail transport the capacity of rail transport is more than the bus, that is more peoples or goods can be traveled with the rail as compared to the bus, but flexibility of choosing the different route is not possible in rail transport. Now the next point is next mode of transportation is water transport. In water transport or ship transport is watercraft carrying people, passengers or goods, that is cargoes. Sea transport has been the largest carrier. That is in water transport, ships are used for transport and the people and passengers carrying capacity of ship is large than the bus or than the rails. Then next point is water transport is cheaper than the air transport and costly than the road transport. That is the cost of water transport is less than air transport and more than the road transport. Next mode of transportation is air transport. Air transport includes all transport through the air. In an urban or regional context, this air transport include local air traffic such as a small aeroplanes or helicopters. Air transport is costly mode of transportation. Then next mode of transportation is multimodal transport. In multimodal transport relates to trip for which travelers use two or more transport modes, for example bicycle and train and bus or private car and metro. That is in multimodal transport the passenger can be used more than one mode of transportation for traveling. Then next point is in multimodal transport requires new organizational and financial arrangements between the all actors involved. That is a financial or organization arrangement for multimodal transport is required. Then next mode of transportation is mass transport. Mass transport or mass transportation is a typical form of public transport wherein large flows of people are transported. That is, in mass transport, more than one people is travel at one time, or people can be travel in group is mass transport. Hope you all understand the modes of transportations. Now we can revise all points. Now we can revise from beginning so that you all clear more all points. Now see the first point, that is the title of chapter number 1 is overview to highway engineering. Now, what is the definition of highway engineering? Highway engineering is one of the branch of civil engineering. It can be deals with the process of design, construction and maintenance of different types of roads in India. Then next is scope and importance of roads in India and its characteristics. Then the what is the scope of highway engineering? First scope is roads are generally constructed on small embankments slightly above the general ground level in order to avoid drainage and maintenance problem. Then second scope is the such roads are therefore termed as a highways, and science and technology dealings with these types of roads is called as a highway engineering. Hope you all clear the definition of highway engineering. Then next point is phases, which is in highway engineering, or the highway engineering deals with the various phases like first is development, then planning, then alignment, then highway materials, then traffic control, pavement design and highway geometric design and location. Then next point is importance of roads in India. We can see the six importance of road in India, in which first important is roads play a very important role in transportation of goods and passenger for short and medium distances. Then second importance is it is a comparatively easy and cheap to construct and maintain. Then third importance is the road transport establish contact between fields and farms or factories. Then fourth importance is road can be negotiate high turns or gradients. Then fifth importance is road transport is more flexible than other modes of transport. Then sixth importance is perishable commodities, that is the things which can be damaged easily is transported quickly and faster by the roads. Then next point is characteristic of road. After importance, we can see the characteristics of roads. In the characteristics, first characteristics is road can be provide or allows all types of vehicles to travel on the roads. Then second characteristics is roads require relatively small investment than other modes of transportation. Then third characteristics is for the particular short distance travel road can be saves the time. Then fourth characteristics is road transport is the only mean of transport which can be offered for whole community. Then fifth characteristics is road transport give the completely freedom to user for traveling. Then the flexibility of changes location, direction, speed and timing of travel is not available in the other mode of transportation. Then next point is modes of transportation. There is a total 6 modes of transportation, in which first mode is road transport. In road transport, the peoples can be travels on roads. Then second mode is rail transport. In rail transport, the transportation is through the rails or trains, metros and trams. Then third mode of transportation is water transport. Then fourth mode is air transport. Fifth is multimodal transport, and sixth is mass transport. Hope you all understand the all points in this first point of unit number 1. Thank you.